Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Not Enough Projects. Today I'm going to be talking to you about remanufactured heads and why, in my experience, you should avoid them if at all possible. Here is a 2012 Equinox 2.4 Ecotech cylinder head. I bought it off eBay, supposedly remanufactured. As you can see, it's pretty clean. Nothing too suspect on immediate visual inspection. Sealing surface looks nicely resurfaced. Some scratches here and there. Looks like they slid it on tables or something. Valves look mostly all new, although there's a couple with some carbon buildup. But when I was going through this thing, I did notice a couple of the exhaust valves felt kind of loose in their guides. So I decided to drop it off at my local machine shop, who's always done excellent work, to have them look over it, vacuum test all the cylinders, and make sure there's nothing weird going on. And, not surprisingly, one of the cylinders failed the vacuum test. One of the valves had a really poor grinding job, so it wasn't even sealing properly. And, additionally, nearly all the exhaust guides need replaced. They also reused all the lifters, which would probably work fine. It's just sub-ideal, especially for the price I paid for this head. I think this was $650. You can see they did a coat of paint on it. Of course, the rebuild in a can. My local machine shop quoted me about $700 of work just to make this a decent head. If it were installed as is, it wouldn't really be much different than installing a high mileage junkyard unit. But you're paying the premium for a rebuilt head. This isn't the first experience I've had with eBay rebuilt heads. I did an engine rebuild on a Toyota 1ZZ engine and ended up getting a rebuilt head for that off eBay and had a similarly horrible experience. The lifter buckets, the underside was filled with metal shavings from the machining process. When they replaced the guides, they just shoved any random guide they had in there. Here's actually the valve. I had to have that same local machine shop fix it because it was burning oil so horribly through the valve guide. This guide doesn't even belong in it, but they just shoved it in there. That's the kind of quality you can expect from these online remanufacturers. So I highly recommend to just have your original head machined at your local trustworthy machine shop, or at the very least order a reman through the machine shop, because then they'll check over the work and it's guaranteed through them. That's what I'm going to end up doing on this head, because the old one is pretty much foobarred. Maybe I'm just unlucky on these things, so if you guys have had better experiences than me, leave them down below. Now I gotta mail this back and hope that I can get my money back for this piece of junk. Here you can see just how much play is in these exhaust valves. And that's not even the worst one. Here's cylinder number 3. No bueno. Let's see if I can show you guys the seat. You can see there's some pretty rough machining marks on there. And you can see how much pitting is in the exhaust valve sealing surface. It's like they haven't even really been ground down much. Not what you want when you're paying for a rebuilt head. Hopefully my experience helps you guys avoid learning the same lesson I have. It's just not worth spending the money on something of unknown quality. Just get it done right the first time.